guys, it's Lee. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I hope you're here to stay. And for today's video, as you saw from the clip before this and by the thumbnail, I'm going to be showing you guys a very in-depth eyebrow tutorial. I've never really done one on my channel, so I thought now would be the time, especially since I did recently switch up my eyebrow routine. This is probably like maybe a little over a month I've been doing my eyebrows differently, and no lie, I only use two products, one eyebrow product and then I use edge control, but I only use two products. It takes me probably like less than 15 minutes to do both eyebrows, so it's a lot quicker than using dip brow. I just fill in the blanks, I brush my eyebrows up. I don't know, I'm kind of into the bushy trend, but I feel like the way I do it is still me because I'm not into completely natural brows because I just can't do that. But if you want to see how I got my eyebrows done as you saw in the clip, and then just keep on watching. So this is how my brow looks with no product on it. I trim my own brows with an eyebrow razor and tiny little scissors. This is the brush I use from Anastasia, number 12, and I just brush my hairs up. I always trim them if the hairs are a little bit too long, but I don't go get my eyebrows done anymore because I rather just do them myself. So I started by brushing my hairs up, and then this is the product that I use. It's the Glossier Brow Flick in number 6. It's a black shade, and it's like a microblading pen. It gives the effect, so it depends on what type of pressure you apply, whether it's thin or if it's dark, and I really like that about it. So the main goal for me is just to fill in the sparse areas where I wish I had hair, to just basically give my brow a shape. So right here I'm just filling in the areas that don't really have much hair, and like I said, the pressure matters whether or not you're heavy-handed or not. It's how dark the line comes out, but I mostly like to extend the end of my brow and fill in the areas that don't have as much hair. And as you can see, it is in the shade black, but it looks really natural. And my preference honestly is to fill in the end of my brows and really not touch the front because I have a lot of hair in the front. So I get to have a natural fade from light to dark. So basically I apply most of the product towards the end of my brows, but you kind of see what I'm doing here. I'm just giving it an overall shape. And then I decided that my hair went a little low in the front, so I just used this razor. It's so easy to just shape up your eyebrows. I just shaved off a little bit in the front so it didn't go down so far. And wow. Alright, so right here you can see I went in a little heavy and I made a black mark, but it's so easy to blend out. You just grab your spoolie and brush through it. It's not as harsh as dip brow, whereas if you mess up and go in too heavy, it's like a thick glob. You can really just brush it and it's so easy to fix. 30 hertz, straight up, straight up, straight up. So just reiterating that the goal is to make really hair-like strokes. So even when I get to the front of the brow, I still just make hair-like strokes throughout the entire thing. And that's what you want to do. Just follow the natural flow of your hair that's already on your brows because it looks a lot more natural. And I just like to constantly brush up my hair so I can see where the areas are that don't have any hair, because my hairs do fall a lot, which is why you're going to see I use what I use to keep my brows in place. 30 hertz, straight up, straight up, straight up. Then you just grab any kind of flat concealer brush. I use the Born This Way concealer. I always start a little bit below where I want to clean up, because if you put a lot of product right underneath your brow, it's going to be a lot harder to spread out. So I just do it a little bit lower, and then I carve out the bottom of my brow. I don't like to put concealer or foundation on top of my brows because I feel like it starts to look really fake. So I try to keep the concealer on the bottom, and if I add any, it'll just be on the ends to make the tail of it really sharp. Alright y'all, and this right here is the Krabby Patty Secret Formula. This is the Ebin 24-hour lock-in pomade. It's basically for edges, but it works so good on your brows. They literally do not move. I just dip in the brush a tiny bit and I brush them up. The same thing you would do if you did the technique like the soap brows, or if you use any type of brow wax. It's the same thing. It just keeps your brows in place, and it's such a lifesaver because if you're like me, my brow hairs just fall throughout the day. I do not know why. But here's before and after. It looks so good. I have really tricky brows, but basically what I do is really natural. I feel like you can still see through the brow, you can still see the hairs, everything is flowing very naturally. And here's before and after, so if you don't believe me, the proof is in the pudding. Alright you guys, so these are my eyebrows after I fill them in. They're really natural in my opinion. They're way more natural than I used to do them when I used dip brow. But if you guys want to see how I do my eyebrows when I do use dip brow, I don't hardly use it anymore. But if you want to see that video, just thumbs this up, comment down below and let me know. But I really like the way I do my eyebrows now. I feel like it looks really good, and it's so easy considering I only use one product, and I really bought this on a fluke. Like I just saw Razy use it and I was like, that's really pretty, I'm gonna buy it, and I bought it, and it's so cheap and it's so bomb. I love this a lot. It changed my whole opinion about brows. I'm so into it. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Make sure you thumbs up down below, comment and subscribe for some more leak in your life, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.